Okay, fine. Okay, Bismillah. All right, Bismillah. Let's start the journey today, inshallah. So, we are going to pack our bags today. And what are we going to pack our bags with? Today, we are going to pack our bags with these four words. We're going to pack our bags with flood, wave, sea, and test. So if you have a piece of paper and a pen, write these four words down because these are the words that we are going to use for today's journey, inshallah ta'ala. Okay, so let's start our journey. Have you all written the words down? If you've written the words down, then inshallah we can start our journey. If you haven't got pen and paper to hand, then try to remember these words. Okay, let's start the journey. And before we start the journey, what do we say before we start the journey? Let's see, who can remember something from yesterday? What do we say before we start the journey? Bismillah. Excellent. Good. Excellent. Good. Well remembered. So we're going to start the journey with Bismillah. So if we say Bismillah, Allah sent lots of rain from the sky. There was a big flood. No place was left dry. The sea waves grew very tall. No place was safe at all. The ship was the only place. High on the waves, it was safe. Okay, so you can imagine this big flood has come because what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, lots and lots of rain, and the rain kept coming up higher and higher and higher. Oh, okay, so you haven't got the full words. Okay, Khida, can you repeat the full words, please?
Flood, wave, sea, test.
Okay. Yep. And just repeat them one more time.
Wave.
Yep.
Sea. Test.
And you missed out the?
And flood.
Flood. Excellent. Okay. So flood, wave, sea, and test. All right. So we can see here. Allah sent lots of rain from the sky. There was a big flood. No place was left dry. The sea waves grew very tall. No place was safe at all. The ship was the only place. High on the waves, it was safe. And there we can see an image of the ship of Nuh alayhi salam. Oh, I keep breaking up. That might just be because net connection, inshallah. If it gets really bad, let me know, and I'll try to do something about it. Okay, so the ship of Nuh alayhi salam, okay, also known as what? There's another name for the ship of Nuh alayhi salam. What do people call it? Does anybody know? Excellent, good. Okay, so ship of Nuh alayhi salam is also called the ark, and so there you can see the ship on the waves. Okay? Now, who can tell me something about this picture which is different from the picture we saw when the ship was being built? Can anyone remember? Can anybody remember? What's bad? Oh dear. Okay. Let me know. Is it better now? We'll try without the external mic. Okay, fine. I think it must have been just the mic connection. All right. So my question was, the picture that we have now with the ship, how was it different from the picture that we saw when the ship was being built and the animals were walking onto the ship? What's the main thing that's different about it? Okay, I've got a hand up here. Let's wait to see what other people say. Good, good. Okay, so there's water, waves, it's in water, sea. Okay, it's made. And thank you very much, Shania and Zaid. Ark was on the sand yesterday. Great. So yesterday, the ark was on the sand. And today, okay, as you can see, that the ark is on, not just on the sea, but on big waves as well. Excellent. So that's the main thing to know, that very quickly, the desert where the ark was being built, and people were questioning, why is he building an ark? Why is he building a ship in the desert? There's no sea, there's no water in the desert. But then look, Nuh alayhi salam knew that Allah would send the water down, and he warned the people. He said, get onto the ship, but the people didn't listen to him. Okay, right. and then you see the lightning and the thunder. That's how storms are, okay? Remember when Storm Dennis came to the UK? There was lots of wind and there's lightning, okay? But alhamdulillah, we didn't have too much flooding when the storm came. All right, subhanallah, what a storm. What do you think must have happened to the people that chose not to go with Nuh alayhi salam, right? So what do you think happened with those people that didn't go with Nuh alayhi salam? I think the answer is going to be pretty obvious. Yes, they drowned, didn't they? They drowned and they ended up dying, okay? Because they didn't get into Safinatun Najah. They didn't get into the ship of salvation, Nuh alayhi salam's ship. And did Nuh alayhi salam, okay, did Nuh alayhi salam, did he say to them, don't come onto the ship? Did he tell them, look, there's no room for you on the ship? What did Nuh alayhi salam say to them? Anybody know? What did Nuh alayhi salam? Yes, Khadr.
Come on.
Come on, exactly, yes. Nuh alayhi salam told them all. He said, there is a punishment coming. Come onto the ship, okay? Believe in Allah. Allah will send a punishment. Come onto the ship. But they chose not to believe Nuh alayhi salam. Only a few of them came onto his ship. The bad people had no ship to ride. They found no place to hide. The water washed them away. The ship was not made for play, right? Nuh alayhi salam, he didn't just make a ship for the sake of making a ship. No, he made the ship. Why? Because he knew that there was a storm coming. He knew that there was a flood coming because Allah had told him. Because why? He was a prophet of Allah, okay? And he's one of those prophets that we mentioned that he had been calling his people for a very long time, telling them to worship Allah. Who can remember for how many years Nuh alayhi salam was calling his people? Who can? 950. MashaAllah, you all remembered from yesterday. Excellent. So Nuh alayhi salam was calling his people for 950 years, telling them to worship Allah, to believe in one God. 950 years, that's a very long time, isn't it? Do you know anyone who's lived for 950 years? I don't think so. Okay, 950 years is very long. Okay, so yes, Nuh alayhi salam, excellent, good. Okay, so some of you, yes, mashallah, Nuh alayhi salam, he lived for longer than 950 years. How did they not die? How did who not die? How did who not die? Let me know who you are referring to, Maryam. Okay, and there is a not too graphic picture, but graphic enough to show the people, okay, who were not on the boat of Nuh alayhi salam, who were not on the ship of Nuh alayhi salam. It was all a big test. Some time went by, all the water left. The ship came down, it was safe on the ground. Okay. Didn't they have normal boats? No, they didn't. Imad, and the reason why they didn't have normal boats is why? Why did they not have normal boats? Tell me, someone. The answer is very clear. Why didn't they have normal boats? Yes, Khadr.
Because they're not in the they're in a desert and there's no water.
Exactly. They're in a desert and there's no water there, right? Which is why they didn't have boats. It's not something which they kept by their side. They certainly didn't expect there to be sea, sudden sea in the desert. Good, excellent. Well done, Shania and Zaid. I hope that answers the question there, Imad. Okay, so the people who were not boarding. Sorry, what was your previous question, Miriam? Hold on. Let me see what your previous question was. How did they not die, the people who were not boarding? Okay, still not fully understanding the question there. Maybe. Okay, so now what happened? As you can see, look, there's two parts to the picture there. That on one part of the picture, on the right hand side, we see that the water's already disappeared. And the water has what they say the water has receded. The water has gone down now. Okay, the flood water has gone. And where did the boat land up? Where did the ship of Nuh land up? It landed up on top of a mountain. Okay, the ship of Nuh alayhi salam ended up on top of a mountain. Now, we can see the water on the other side, okay, is slowly starting to disappear, right? But that water hasn't gone yet. Now, does anyone know the mountain, okay, where Nuh alayhi salam's boat rested, okay? Anybody know? We don't know for absolute certain, okay? We don't know for absolute certain, but yeah, okay, good. So Turkey appears to be the mountain, where the mountain of where Nuh alayhi salam's boat ended up, okay? And they say that it was on Mount Ararat, okay? So let me type that in for you. Mount Ararat, okay? Mount Ararat in Turkey. So this is where they say that Nuh alayhi salam's boat ended up, okay? But we don't know that for certain. No, they didn't see Nuh alayhi salam's boat, but I think they found some wreckage, perhaps, or something told them, made them sort of work out that that's where the boat was. Allah saved Nuh alayhi salam. The Muslims were saved too, but they were only a few. What Nuh said was true. Pray to Allah alone. Do what Allah likes. That is our aim in life. Now, it's very important to realize that the most important thing there, okay, is that Allah saved Nuh alayhi salam and the Muslims. They weren't saved by the boat itself, okay, but they were saved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? And after 950 years of calling people to Islam, calling people to only worship one God, only worship Allah, only a very few people actually became Muslims and believed in Allah. But Nuh alayhi salam, he didn't give up, he didn't quit, he kept going, okay? Which is why he's one of the top 5 prophets, the ones that we're discussing. He's one of the top 5 prophets, and they are Nuh alayhi salam, Ibrahim alayhi salam, Musa alayhi salam, Isa alayhi salam, and Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Those are the top 5 of the prophets. And so Nuh alayhi salam, that he called for 950 years and very few people came, but it didn't matter. That was his job. His job was to tell people to pray to Allah alone, do what Allah likes, because why? That is our aim in life. Okay. And there we see, after all the rain had gone, okay, what was left was desert with the river running through it. Okay. Now, we're going to go and we're going to do some work. So there's 2 things I wanted to do. One of them, okay, inshallah, you can do it for your homework, right? Connection is breaking down. I do apologize for that. It's something which is out of my control. It may be just, yeah, it may just be that a lot of people are online at the moment. People can't hear me at all. Allah, 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 Allah. Allah. Okay, some people can. So maybe it's not all my connection. Okay, maybe it's your connection. Okay, Allahu a'lam. Now, there's one thing I want you to do. Okay, one thing I want you to do over the course of today, inshallah, and tomorrow morning, I want you to draw a picture of Nuh alayhi salam's ship. Some of the animals on there, some of the waves, some of the sea. Okay, I want you to draw something which is in reference to what we've spoken about, and then what you can do is your parents can then send me a picture of that. Okay, they have my number by WhatsApp, and we can look at those pictures inshallah tomorrow when we start our next prophet tomorrow. And the prophet that we're going to look at tomorrow is who? It's Ibrahim alayhi salam. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of work before we finish today. We're going to see what we've remembered from our journey. Right, so okay, now I've got 3 questions here. I hope that you can all see these 3 questions. Question number 1: why? And I want you to think about the answers first, okay, and then type them in. Number 1: why was the ship safe? Number 2: why did the ship come down to the ground? And number 3: why was the flood such a big test? These are pretty tricky questions, okay? We've had easy questions so far, Now we come to some of the harder questions. Okay, so why was the ship safe? Why did the ship come down to the ground? And why was the flood such a big test? Okay, excellent. Okay, Zishan, yes, brilliant. So why was the ship safe? Because Allah made it safe. That's really good. Okay, because Allah told Nuh to do it, so it worked. Excellent. Good. So you got the understanding of question number 1, okay, which is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the all-powerful, He is the one who makes things safe for us. Right, brilliant. Okay, so then let's have a look at number 2. All right, why did the ship come down to the ground? So it didn't come down, it came down to the mountain, didn't it? But why did the ship come down? Because they need to get Nuh and the other people down. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Because there's no water, because the water went away, right? Because after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent all of the flooding, Allah then took the water away. Good, excellent. You guys are very good at this, mashallah. You guys are very good. Excellent. Okay, and then number 3, why was the flood such a big test? Now that's a very tricky question. Why was the flood such a big test? Because Allah made it to see if people would listen. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It was a big test. Okay, it was a test of their faith. Adam, excellent answer. Absolutely excellent answer. It was a test of their faith. Would they believe in Nuh alayhi salam? He came with about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, very good answer, Adam. To test the people in their beliefs. Excellent, Ahyan. It was a test, but the question is why, Selina and Aiza, why was the flood such a big test? And Miriam, so people would worship Allah. Yeah, it was a test to see whether they would worship Allah, whether they would continue worshipping Allah. Good. Now, can anyone think, this is a side question, can anyone think of a test that we're going through now? What is anyone think of a test that we're going through at the moment? Corona, yes, okay, good. So we're going through a test at the moment, which is the virus, which is the patience, okay, that COVID-19. Thank you. You know, people that we know, maybe they're becoming ill. People that we love, maybe that they're going to suffer, okay. But we have to remember that who's going to help us through this test, and this is a test of our faith, okay. Right now, it's a test of our faith, and who's going to help us through this test of our faith? Allah. Exactly. And always remember that, okay, that everything that happens, okay, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is testing us, and Allah will always make things better for us, okay. Everything is a test right now. Yeah, that's very true actually, Ahmad. Yes, very true. Everything is a test at the moment. And Allah will always make things better, okay. Allah will always make things right for us, and that's what you have to remember. If you remember nothing else from today, you remember that Allah will always make things better for us, and Allah always has our best interest at heart. So however much you think that other people care for you and love you, always remember that Allah loves you more. Allah loves you more than anything else in this world, okay. And all you have to do is you just have to thank Allah and say Alhamdulillah. Say Alhamdulillah. Everyone say it together now. Alhamdulillah. 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 Excellent. Well, I hope you enjoyed this story today and our journey to the land of Nuh alayhi salam. Inshallah, tomorrow, same time, 11 o'clock, and we're going to take a trip to Ibrahim alayhi salam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.